Aksharam Brahma Bhagavan Purushottamah Jano Janannidam Satyam Uchyate Bhavabandhanat. With prostrations at the divine feet of Bhagwan Swaminarayan, my Guru Hari, Param Pujya Pramukh Swami Maharaj, and Pragat Guru Hari, Param Pujya Mahant Swami Maharaj, my heartiest namaskar, good morning, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ram, and Jai Swaminarayan, especially to the founder of Abhaya Foundation, Balaji, and the entire team of Abhaya Foundation, the organizers and the volunteers of this foundation, and all the respected speakers and the delegates present here today. My heartiest namaskarams. It's a wonderful initiative that under the aegis of Abhaya Foundation, many social activities are being carried out. And today in this Bharat CSR Summit, where one and all are inspired to be a part of the social movement, to be a part of the society where actually we are needed to. One thing is very clear when we are all seated here, that we all have been gifted by God something else, something more than the common human being. Am I right or wrong? So when all of us, we have been gifted with something else and something more by God Himself, it stands our moral duty to share some part of it with the society, and that is called giving, and that is called CSR. Basically, man needs to adjust himself well. Resources are enough. Givers are enough. If we as human beings, we are able to manage ourselves well, we are able to take care of ourselves well, and then the surroundings, this earth can become a heaven to live, a happy place to live. On a fine Sunday morning like today, once upon a time a gentleman was reading the newspaper. He was in a relaxed mode, and suddenly his small 8-year-old son came up to him and said, "Dad, you promised me a wonderful cricket bat last week and you did not get one for me." And his dad said, "I'm sorry, but I'll definitely get a bat for you, and tomorrow Monday morning the first job I'm doing is this." "Dad, you said the same thing last Sunday, that tomorrow Monday I'll get a cricket bat for you, but you did not get one for me." And so the little boy was harassing his father, and his father was interested in a fine Sunday article. So the dad thought that I would like to engage this guy somewhere so that it keeps him busy and I can be comfortable with my news article and a cup of coffee. So he looked around and saw on an A5 size paper the map of the whole world. So an idea struck him. He picked it up and showed it to the little boy. "See, this is a world map. This is India. This is China. This is Russia. This is Ukraine at the moment. This is North America. This is South America. Now I'm going to tear this into small pieces. Shuffle it and then give it to you. If you can get the whole world map stitched well, I will give you a cricket bat right away." Because the dad knew that an 8-year-old boy has never seen a world map before. It's difficult for him because he has not studied geography. So he was like convinced from within that the boy would not be able to finish the job, and I'll be fine with my Sunday article and a cup of coffee. So the boy went in the other room with all those scuffled small pieces of the torn map, And to his dad's surprise, he came back within 10 minutes. He put the sellotape behind on the back side of the paper, and the wonderful world map as it was presented to the dad. His dad was surprised that this cannot happen. Did you take somebody's help? No, Dad, as was the condition, I did not take anybody's help. Then how could you do it? You've never seen a world map before. And the little boy with a broad smile on his face took back the paper from the father's hand and turned it around and said, Dad, behind the world map on the other side of the paper was a picture of a man. I adjusted the man and the world on the other side got adjusted automatically. An 8-year-old boy can adjust a man, head, shoulders, face, legs, that is all limbs. I adjusted the man and the map of the world on the other side got adjusted. Adjust yourself well in the society. Be a God-loving person. Be a law-abiding citizen. Be a loving family person. You adjust yourself well in your circles, in your personal life, in your family life, in your social life, in your professional life, and the world around you will get adjusted automatically. Don't keep on complaining about the world not doing good for you. Remain concerned about you doing good to the world. That is why we have this CSR summit today. It is a moral duty to give for their stomachs, for their family. Even the animals run right from morning to evening. If we human beings do the same thing, run for our stomachs, for our bank accounts and for our family, we are not living a dignified human life. It is dog life, donkey life and cat life. Whatever else, whatever more we have than a common man possesses, average middle class possesses, from that else, from that extra, we are morally bounded to give back some part to the society. Do you agree with me or not? Just raise your hands if you say yes. And if we don't do that, this 70, 80-year life that we have got is futile. Rabindranath Tagore used to say that we have been gifted this life. We earn it by giving. We have been gifted this human life by the divine. We earn after the gift. We earn that life by giving. We need to earn. And that earning is giving. Our Guruji Pramukh Swami Maharaj, whose centenary celebrations we celebrated in Ahmedabad, just a few days back we concluded the festival. It was a 30-day festival attended by 1.21 crore people, that is 4 lakh people per day on 600 acres of festival grounds. 40,000 volunteers, they rendered their selfless services. Pramukh Swami Maharaj used to say that in the good of others lies our own. This is CSR. In the progress of others rests our own. This is CSR. With this motto he lived. And you know what he created? Our Guruji Pramukh Swami Maharaj, who lived with this motto that in the good of others lies our own, in the progress of others rests our own. He created 1,400 institutions of social service in a span of 45 years. So every 15th day, Pramukh Swami Maharaj gifted either a hospital or a hostel or a school or a college or a community center or a Sanskar Kendra or a Hari Mandir, Mandir or Akshardham to the society. Every 15th day of his life. Imagine purchasing a land, getting a land, deciding what to do on it, a hospital, hostel, school, college for the society on charity basis by our board of trustees. Then we being a non-government organization, we being a non-profit organization, we have to raise funds from the society. The land cleared in local government bodies. The architect designs the plans passed in the local government bodies. Then the tenders dished out, tenders passed. The contractor starts the construction work. The construction gets completed like two-story, five-story building. We need 5, 10 volunteers who would selflessly serve, another 30, 40, 50, 100 people employed, got. And the inauguration ceremony performed. The whole story that I described, right from getting the land to the inauguration ceremony of that institute, Pramukh Swami Maharaj did it every 15th day of his life for 45 years. Why I shared this with you? That if one person decides to selflessly serve the society, if one person decides to selflessly shower his love on the less privileged, to what extent he can do, to what heights he can perform, Pramukh Swami Maharaj is an ideal example. So when we give, we create our happiness. When we give, we create happiness for others. Am I right? How many of you have been to Akshardham at Gandhinagar or Delhi? Just raise your hands. Most of you, all of you. Before you start your exhibition tour in Akshardham, the first sculpture is a man is carving himself out from a stone. There is a big stone and a man himself is carving. There we have put this, what is the essence of CSR. And the sentence is, now listen carefully. You are the stone, you are the hammer, and you are the chisel. Man is the maker of his own happiness. You are the maker of your own happiness. And as Rabindranath Tagore said, you create your happiness by giving, not by taking. There are n number of takers in the society. Only a few are givers. We all are privileged to be a part of that society who are the givers, and that is why we create our own happiness and happiness for the society. Victor Hugo used to say, I'm quoting him in not just word to word but letter to letter. Victor Hugo used to say, as the purse is emptied, the heart is filled. As the purse, that is the wallet, as the purse and the wallet is emptied, the heart is filled. And emptied not in theaters and malls, huh? Normally the purses and wallets are emptied in theaters and malls. As the purse is emptied for the CSR, for donations, for a cause that betters the society, helps the community, that fills your heart. Empty your purse in that way. And when I talk to corporates, I tell them very simple, that the amount of money that you have in your bank account when you die is the extra work you did, you shouldn't have done. Or if at all you did, you should have used it for a good cause before you left this earth. See, with money, you have only two choices when you die. Either live and go, or give and go. Choice is yours. Choice is yours, but make a good choice so you stand a good chance for a great change in the community. How many of you want to make a small positive change in the community where you are residing, living, before you leave this earth? Raise your hands. If you want to make a small positive change in a community before you leave this earth, just raise your hands. All of us. Start giving at least a smile in the morning. Then a helping hand. Then for a cause. Now listen this carefully. If you have not dedicated yourself for a good cause, I'm not talking of professional and commercial enterprises. If you have not dedicated yourself for a good cause, a selfless cause of the society, you have not lived a human life, you have lived an animal life. You have lived an animal life. So basically by the Abhaya Foundation, the Bharat CSR Summit is to create this awareness, to make us feel and get inspired that we have to dedicate ourselves for a selfless cause for the society. And it is the need of the hour. See, resources are enough upon this earth. There is no scarcity of resources. But we as human beings and we as managers are not able to manage it well. You would be surprised to know that in the United States of America, in California, lakhs of tons of wheat are dipped into the sea every year because they are not affording the distribution system. But nobody there gets the idea that let us send a ship of 40,000 tons or 1 lakh tons of this wheat instead of dipping it into the sea to the African countries where they actually need it. You would be surprised to know that in many European countries, if you go to the milk dairies, the taps are open and the milk flows directly into the gutter because they get so much of production of this milk, they are unable to manage it. So resources are enough. We are not able to manage. God is kind enough. God has put enough resources upon this earth. Today we are a population of 7.5 billion. If the population is 10 billion, even 15 billion and 20 million, there are enough resources upon this earth. God has planned it very well. We as managers are not able to manage it well. So we need a God-loving life to serve the society better. So we need to become good citizens, responsible citizens. And there comes the word cosmic social responsibility. We have citizen social responsibility. We have corporate social responsibility. CSR also means cosmic social responsibility. Even a breath by us, even a sneeze by us, even a hand waving by us, even an expression by us, even one word spoken by us has cosmic effect. Now this is scientifically proved. You would be surprised to know that the scientists, they say that your sneeze can create a tornado in the Antarctica. If it is streamlined, nature has many forces to work against, with, parallel, opposite to it. So it doesn't happen. Otherwise, the atomic reactions of your sneeze can create a tornado in the Antarctic Ocean. What I mean to say, your smallest action, smallest deed, smallest thought, smallest expression, smallest word has the power to affect the cosmic system. So CSR also means cosmic social responsibility. Be a good citizen, be a God-loving person, be a giver. Now when to give? Question is, when to give? Okay, when I'll retire, I'll be comfortable with myself, my children get married, I'm settled mentally, emotionally. Well, I'll think of giving something to the society. You don't know what is going to happen to you after 1 hour. How many of you are confident that I will be existing upon this earth after 1 hour? Just raise your hands. After 1 hour I am existing, I will exist. Even the doctor is not raising his hand. Why others are? Isn't it? So when to give? Once somebody came to Yudhishthir. This is a story from the Mahabharata. For alms. And Yudhishthir said, okay, the time for giving alms is over for today. You can come tomorrow. Bhim, his brother, started celebrating. Yudhishthir asked him the reason. And he said, I'm celebrating because you have gained victory over death. You know that you are going to live tonight. You know 1.5 lakh people leave this earth every day. And out of them 4,000 don't wake up in the morning. Today we got out of that bracket of 4,000 and opened our eyes in the morning. Is God's grace upon us, isn't it? Yesterday we did not fall in that 1.5 lakh bracket that leave this earth every day. It's God's grace upon us. Consider that grace and share with the community. You don't know what is going to happen. Yudhishthir got a sense of introspection because he interpreted Bhim's words well. Rarely it might have happened in the Mahabharata, but it happened. And Yudhishthir called him back and gave him alms. So the first question of when to give is now. The answer is now. When to give? Now. Nobody is asking for your entire bank account. Nobody is asking for all your assets. Again I repeat, the amount that you have beyond a common man's possession, the amount that you have beyond a common man's possession, just 1% of it, if you don't share back to the society, I think you don't have the right to exist upon this earth. It's better you leave. Because so much given by the providence and you don't share with the community. Second question, how much to give? Let me share you a historical event. When Rana Pratap was fighting the Mughals, in a defeated state that he was residing in the forests of Udaipur. He needed huge amount of wealth to raise an army. At that time, when he was feeling low, his trusted minister Bhamasha, he put entire of his wealth at Rana's feet and said, you can raise the army of the Adivasis from here and fight the Mughals. So the answer to how much to give is, whatever best that you can, you must give. Whatever best that you can, you must give to the society. Another question, how to give? It's a CSR summit. So another question is, how to give? The answer is, give in a way that the giver, that you, should not feel pride in giving and the recipient should not feel humiliated. He should not feel shy in taking. Give in a way that your ego doesn't bubble out and the receiver's hand, though it is underneath and at the lower stage, he should not feel humiliated. This is the answer to how to give. This is the way to give. It is written in the scriptures that if the right hand gives, the left hand should not know. That is how to give. And that has been the way of the great seers and seekers of India. That has been the way of the great donors. That has been the way of the great givers. We have a tradition. We have a legacy. Another question when it comes to CSR summit, when it comes to giving. Do we need to regret the giving? Answer is never. Again, a story from our ancient scriptures. Eklavya was asked of his right thumb by his Guru Dronacharya. And he cut it off and gave it as Guru Dakshina. Many a times he was asked, do you regret? Because giving away the right thumb made him absolutely helpless as an archer. Eklavya would always say that I never regret. But once he said that I regretted. And he was asked when? That when the Pandavas had encircled my Guru Dronacharya and he was in a helpless situation, I saw it from a distance. At that time I regretted my right thumb giving away. Otherwise, I would have not allowed anybody to touch my Guru. So the answer is never regret the giving. After giving, you should not have the slightest thought about it because it is no more yours. Once you have given a donation and when it is given away, you are no more the owner of it. You don't have the right to regret. So never regret giving. When it is given, will be utilized for a good cause, today or tomorrow. Another question when it comes to giving: how much should I leave back for my children? Before deciding to give to the society, how much should I leave for my children? And the answer to that is, leave for your children enough that they can do something, but not enough that they don't do anything. Leave enough for your children that gives them space to do something, become an entrepreneur, start an enterprise, but don't leave enough for your children that they sit back, relax, enjoy, and don't do anything. Don't take away from your children the gift of work, which is one of the greatest pleasures of life. Don't take away from that from your children. Give only to your children that much that they can do something, not that they can not do anything and enjoy life. Give to the society more. So there is a club in United States, wonderful club, the Givers Club. I'll give you some details of that club. You will enjoy knowing the details of it. Trying to get a membership of that club, the first precondition is you have to pledge 90% of your income and assets to fill up the membership form of this club. Sab hasne lage. You started laughing. Why? Because you heard of this kind of a structure for the first time in your life, isn't it? You have to pledge 90 to 95% of your income, assets, wealth in filling up the membership form of this club. You can also write that which cause is close to your heart. In which sector of the community would you like to help? That you have the choice where your wealth has to be used. More than 50 items has to be filled up. Then they consider your membership and then you are allotted the membership of this club. When you are given the card of membership of this club, now I'm coming to step 2. Listen carefully. When you are given the card of membership of this club, you are supposed to give post-dated of every month 10 years of checks of all your wealth and assets. Venu, kaisa laga? Sunil bhai? Mir? Getting the membership card in your hand, the other hand has to give monthly post-dated checks of the next 10 years of your entire 90% committed and pledged wealth. Then you get the membership card. Have you heard of this club? Surprising, isn't it? But exciting. Tell me, with a wild presumption, the number of members of this club? Venkatji, if you can presume. Today there are more than 600 members. Each of them have pledged billions of dollars as social responsibility to make the place that they are in, the community they are living, the cause they are loving, a bit better before they leave this earth. Pramukh Swami Maharaj used to say one good thing. Pramukh Swami Maharaj used to say, God is Dena Bank. The real Dena Bank is God. Dena means giving. The real Dena Bank is God. God doesn't take anything. The earth doesn't take anything. The earth wants to give you hundreds of grains, but first it demands 2 grains from you. Isn't it? You have to put 2 grains in ground as sowing the seed. And from those 2 seeds, the earth will give you back hundreds and thousands of seeds. So this is the quality of Mother Earth. This is the quality of God. That if you give, He will give you back hundreds and thousands of times, but first you should have the courage to give. You first should have the courage to give. This is the quality of Mother Earth. This is the quality of nature, quality of God. And so the giving. So Kabirji used to say, when your wealth overflows in your house, that you have much beyond you need. The meaning of this word is, you have much beyond you actually need. The words of Kabirji were, when the wealth overflows your house, it is like water fill into the boat in the mid of the lake. Start throwing it out with both your hands. When the wealth fills your house, overflows your house, that is, it is beyond your needs and much beyond your needs. That extra wealth can bring in many vices in your house, many vices in your family members. So Kabirji compared it with, you are in the midst of a big lake, tank bund, Hussain Sagar, and your boat is getting filled with water because there is a hole there in the boat. So what you have to do? You have to start throwing the water out with both your hands. You have to start throwing your wealth out of your house with both your hands for a good cause in the society. So all the great knowledgeable people, we call them Gyani, have taught us that you must share and care for the society. Care, concern, consideration. This makes up CSR. And now government has made it compulsory. So you have to do it. You need to do it. So let's talk practical. As I'm talking of cosmic social responsibility, the first chapter is giving. Second chapter, as I said, being the ideal citizens of the society. The third chapter, as I said, a God-loving person. So we have been talking, I'm into the last 2 minutes of my talk. We have been talking about giving and CSR since in the morning, isn't it? We have been talking theories, isn't it? And any subject, if you want to learn it well, any subject, if you want to learn it well, you have to go into the laboratories. Theories, the teacher, they teach in the classrooms. Practicals, you do in the laboratories. So now, let's do practical. Isn't it? I request all of you to stand up at your place. Be alert in listening what I talk now. Again, I repeat the sentence. We have been talking of giving and CSR in the morning. Let's do something practical. I know that the amount in your pockets is not even 0.0000001% of what you have in your bank accounts. Am I right or wrong? The amount in your pockets at the moment is not even 0.0000001% than your bank accounts. Am I right or wrong? Then put your hand inside your pocket now. Put your hand inside your pocket and grab the money that you have. Bring that money out and donate it to Abhaya Foundation right today for a small practical of the theories that we are listening from the morning. So before you leave, empty your pocket. I'm not telling you empty your bank accounts. I'm just telling you empty your pocket today. You have come to a CSR meet. You have come to a giving occasion. Give whatever you have in your pocket. And that is the first good step. Thank you very much and all prayers for all of you.
వందనాలు, అభివందనాలు, ఆనంద పారవస్య తందనాలు, మానవతా మూర్తికి, మహోజ్వల కీర్తికి వందనాలు, అభివందనాలు, ఆనంద పారవస్య తందనాలు. జ్ఞానము పంచిన జ్ఞానవత్సలుడికి వందనాలు, విజ్ఞానం అందించిన విజ్ఞాన వత్సలుడికి వందనాలు, ప్రముఖ పాత్రను మనకు తెలియచేసిన ప్రముఖ స్వామి శిష్యులకి వందనాలు. మహద్భుతమైనటువంటి మాటలు మాట్లాడిన మహంతు స్వామీజీ శిష్యులకి వందనాలు, అభివందనాలు, ఆనంద పారవస్య తందనాలు. స్వామీజీ, వెరీ హ్యాపీ టు హ్యావ్ your wonderful presence, beautiful words and insightful thoughts. Our purpose is filled 100%. Now we have to throw the waters out from our hearts. So happy, we are humbled by your thoughts, Swamiji.